Welcome to our 6th video in the Yeastar series. Today, we will see what PPI settings, performance, voice prop, target parameters, and more are. As you can see here, when you click on Performance, you will be directed to an interface where you will need to enter information such as your device name, the first and last name you use, and whether or not there are spaces in this name. You will also see here what the maximum call duration in seconds is, as well as the region from which the calls are made. Next, we have the performance of the extensions. This is where you configure the maximum number of extensions that can be assigned to a group. For example, if we want to create a user, we can assign extensions ranging from 0 to 911. For voicemail extensions, we can create them from 7100 to 7089. It's the same for all other parameters. You can configure them as you wish, but I recommend limiting the number of extensions for groups to between 100 and 200. For example, we have a company with over 8,000 people currently using our system. That's why you really need to assign more extensions to users compared to other extensions. Next, moving on to the voice prop section. This is where you will declare, for example, the audio files you will use in your system, whether they are WAV files for the queue, the call group, and so on. Here, we have configured, for example, music on hold with the call forwarding option, or something similar. To create music on hold, you just need to click on the corresponding option. By using streaming music, your music will be downloaded and configured automatically. Next, we will see how you can use it. It is a very useful feature. For example, you can create a recording by clicking on the dedicate option, then give it a name like hello. Before proceeding, you have two options. Either you answer the call yourself or you import an audio file in MP3 or WAV format. If you want to listen to your voice message again, you simply need to give it a name, for example, hello, and then choose the extension to call. Once you have answered the call, the recording will start automatically. The system will record your voice message and display it here. You will be able to listen to it by simply clicking on play. Additionally, you have the option to upload an audio file simply by clicking on Upload and specifying the path of the file you want to use. This allows you to customize audio messages easily and quickly. We will now look at the SIP settings. Next, for the UDP port, by default, it is set to 560. For security reasons, it is advisable to change this port. However, if you are working solely internally with this PBX system, it is advisable not to modify it to avoid potential issues. After that, you can configure the system according to your preferred time. Here, you will configure the timer settings for each subscription, etc. For example, for subscriptions, you can set a maximum duration of 18,800 seconds. Regarding codecs, as you know, codecs are tools that we use to make and transfer calls. It is recommended to configure your PBX using primarily two codecs, as well as GSM. However, the weak point of GSM is that it does not always transmit data completely. On the other hand, its advantage is that it allows making calls even with a weak connection. Some data may not reach its destination, but under low bandwidth conditions, GSM remains effective for establishing calls without major issues. For other codecs, it is essential to choose the ones that best suit your network configuration to ensure call quality. Now let's move on to TLS. TLS is a security tool that helps secure your system. But its downside is that it can significantly slow down the transmission time of your calls and other data. That is why I think it is better not to activate it unless you are certain you want to secure your system at this level. If you decide to activate it, you will also need to configure its timeout timer. Next, we have the quality of service. Here, you need to define the protocols you will use to ensure high quality of service. After that, there is the T38, which is used for fax. This is indeed truly an excellent feature that Yeastar has developed. When you receive 2 packets at the same time, there can be a risk of data loss. That's why the jitter buffer is important. It allows you to handle multiple packets simultaneously without any issues. To activate it, simply click here, then configure it to be used with the GSM as well as the extensions you are working on. And there you go. By doing so, you ensure better packet management. That's all for today's video. Thank you for being with us and see you soon. The largest stock of VoIP, with dozens of brands. With us, you will find what fits your budget and your needs. And most importantly, everything comes with a warranty on the equipment and installation.